6th in Canada.
Now Andrea Lee for birdie at 4.
Yes, made bogey at the first hole. Nice birdie at the last hole. This for 2 in a row. Came up and out of that one.
Andrea Lee, the Stanford alum, looking back at a missed opportunity right there.
She missed a short-ish putt on 1 to get up and down, and now we see another one. But it was a great birdie she had on 3.
Andrea Lee at the 5th, going over her options for her 2nd.
Yeah, ball's really above her feet. Problem.
Back into. You gotta choke it, yeah, orange too. So I do like that.
You know, kind of could maybe take a little bit extra club here. Her total's 217, 199 is the front, but the ball's so far above her feet. It's really hard to kind of rotate through.
I'm surprised she didn't grip down a little bit more on the club. When the ball is above my feet, I always like to grip down a little bit more to kind of make abrupt putting stroke right now.
All right, we go back to the 5th, 3rd shot for Andrea Lee.
Yeah, 2nd shot rolled through the bunker. It's kind of a sketchy little lie. It's not thick, but it could be a little soft underneath.
Sometimes when the rough is, like Jim said, sketchy, you just don't really quite know how it's going to react, whether it's going to really release, or you might get a little bit of trouble that can happen when you miss those fairways.
We saw the chip shot by Andrea Lee roll past the hole. She was asking for it to sit down, and now she has this left for her birdie.
She does. She's, Amanda mentioned she missed about, I'm going to say about a 7 or 8 footer for par on the first hole after driving into the rough, and then really had a pretty decent chance from about 10 or 12 feet on the last. But this, I think it's just inside the hole here. Got to make birdie on this hole, especially one of the easier par 5s on the golf course.
She listened, Jim. She got it.
Yes, it's the 2nd easiest hole on the golf course, and we have just seen so many birdies. That was the 166th birdie on that hole. She has to be shaking her head a little bit about that one.
All right, to the par 4 6th we go. Andrea Lee coming off the birdie.
Just trying to avoid that bunker out there. Tee shot plays downhill, maybe 2 or 3 yards. Pretty wide fairway for here. Some of these fairways really narrow in, but this is a pretty wide fairway.
Yeah, just the opening off the tee, it looks inviting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you like it down the middle.
That was just about perfect.
You know, the good thing is when you hit it down the middle, it's really hard to get yourself in trouble.
That is.
In the fairway at 6 is Andrea Lee.
Yeah, just 118 total. Just as a 9-iron, hole location on the front portion of the green. Just all about controlling the spin because the green comes from back to front. This is on a great line.
That was so nicely done, like that dead arm swing she just had.
And that was just, those are the shots that players.
Andrea Lee, after getting a look at the putt from Davey Weber, had to have gotten a good read.
Yeah, nearly the same line. And like I said, I don't think there's a whole lot in this one.
3 birdies in her last 4 holes for Andrea Lee, and she moves into a tie for the lead at 16 under. The fairway to the tee we go, and Andrea Lee, coming off back-to-back birdies, has the honor.
Yeah, this fairway has quite a bit of movement. Right at the top of the hill is about 250 off the tee to the top, and then it goes straight downhill and goes to the right. I don't think Andrea can get it going down the slope. She would prefer most likely to have it up on the top on the flat, because she gets it going down, doesn't get all the way down to the bottom, will have a downhill lie.
A winner here in 2022, her only LPGA Tour victory.
And she absolutely loves this golf course. She says it feels like home. She feels like this is her home golf course.
Yeah, 50 under par her last, exactly about rounds, but it was pretty impressive. That's drawing nicely towards the center of the fairway.
Think about that for a second. 50 under par at a specific golf course. That's ridiculous.
And just, I mean, there's horses for courses. I mean, she is absolutely that person. The last 10 rounds.
Second shot for Andrea Lee at the par 5-7.
Yeah, 211's front, but there is a ridge just short, about 15 yards, that will kick the ball forward if it comes out low, and that did come out low.
Yeah, it looked like the ball was a little bit on a down slope to kind of make that ball flight head lower. Surprised it did not roll out a little bit more, but like Jim said, there is that hill that kind of just absolutely killed it. With a fairway, though, you would still score on the LPGA Tour, where she is leading.
Andrea Lee looking at this line with her caddy, Robert Art.
Yeah, Bobby's caddy for Kenny Perry years ago, so he is a good caddy, great green reader, but this one swings right early. It's about 63 feet. It's really nice to have a mallet putter in this case, easier to kind of be consistent with the swing as opposed to more of a blade type putter, but pretty slow going up the slope for the most part.
Yeah, and she really hit that hard. Like Jim said, it was going to be pretty slow, and she really had to take a big swing at it, and it's still short.
Andrea Lee, when you look at the leaders, she is one who has the experience here, especially here at this golf course, a winner here in 2022.
And that makes a difference. Obviously, when you walk on the property, you've had success, and she started to play some good golf too. So I think the combination of that just makes it, you expect to play well. Not much in this one though. Pretty good regroup after that bogey at the first hole, and kind of an iffy shot at two, but she's been straight on since.
Yeah, she was saying how she really didn't feel like she was playing well at the beginning of the season, but her hard work has really been paying off recently, and you can see that.
140 yards. Whole location's kind of on a plateau. If she misses it 8 or 10 feet left, it'll fall off the green, and same with the right. So you really have to be pretty precise with this iron shot, but no wind. Pretty basic, straightforward shot.
Definitely safe, but just based on how she's been handling her iron.
Andrea Lee, we saw her coming off 3 birdies. Her tee shot here at 8 wasn't what she wanted.
No, but I think she didn't want to go with the 8-iron and bring the back and the left in place. So she played a pretty conservative play, 40 feet, not much into this one here.
That was pretty well paced from such a long putt. Give herself a...
Andrea Lee, her 2-putt par at the 8th. Stays in a tie for the lead now with Davey Weber. These two playing in that final pairing. Now Andrea Lee had that string of birdies broken with a par at the last.
Yeah, since the first hole, she's been really good. She missed it right off the tee at the first hole, but everything else has been pretty solid. It's 245 to the bunker on the right. Right third of the fairway kicks to the right, feeds down to it, but it's right about where she's been hitting it, right at 245, 250. So. That's leaking right as well. Needs a soft kick.
Both players laying up. This the third for Andrea Lee.
Yeah, 102. Got to carry it about 98 to get up to that slope. That needs to get up.
Yeah, the greens are still pretty soft. I mean, we've seen them firming up just a tad, but with the amount of
very cool, calm, and relaxed.
I noticed that on the driving range. It didn't look like she was hitting the stress button at all. Just kind of doing her business. Looked like she's been here, you know, countless times as opposed to her first time in contention.
Now Andrea Lee, she's used to being in this spot.
Well, she's also trying to make that Solheim Cup team as well. But all the players, talking to the marshal this morning, the groups that went through, he said none of them could hit it up there and keep it up there. That was the problem when they had the full shots. But this is really slow early. Swings right to left. This is about 55 feet.
Oh, that is absolutely beautiful. And I was really impressed with Andrea Lee's yesterday. Her round of 63, she was playing the first two rounds with Captain Stacey Lewis for Team USA. And to really just kind of treat it like a tryout in a way, show her absolute best stuff on a team that she's really hoping to make. She's currently sitting 7th in Solheim Cup points, so she might just make it on her own.
Yeah.
But no bogeys, but it could have been even lower.
Well, Andrea Lee, here she is.
Just squeezes in right at the bunker about 210. So I believe this is a hybrid. Just trying to get it in the fairway, really 25 yards wide where the bunker is. That's where the flattest part of this fairway is. That might get going down the slope. That had some roll in it.
Playing with that one-shot lead. Let's see.
A hump to the right that'll kind of kick it to the left, but I think she'd rather be up on the flat, obviously.
Any tree trouble?
Oh no, she's fine there. Coming in low, it's going to bounce. It should spin. It needs to spin, though.
Really nicely controlled ball flight right there by Andrea Lee. The leader, Andrea Lee, a birdie to get to 19 under. Oh, wow.
And that definitely would have added some extra pressure to Davey if that putt had gone in for birdie. So close.
Well, we saw Davey have to sweat over a par putt just before. She'll have to sweat over a par putt here as well.
Unless you're really hitting on the fringe.
Back at the tee, and now Andrea Lee has a 2-shot lead on the tee at 12.
Yeah, they've been asked to maybe pick up the pace just a little bit. She's doing that. Not quite sure she can get there in 2. It's a pretty long par 5 today for her. There's up that right side. That's fine.
At the 12th, second for Andrea Lee.
Yeah, 258 front. She's just trying to get something up there as far as she can. just fine. Front hole location, so very gettable hole right here.
All right, now Davey Weber from the rough.
Or 5.
Now Andrea Lee.
Yeah, just 62 yards. Always takes kind of a full swing on the practice swing and then just kind of slides the ball over, club over, excuse me. Now she's going to take 2 practice swings. That's different. It's been just 1. Oh, she dug that one in. I don't know, it might spin.
When it's your day, it's your day. Right now, it is Andrea Lee's day. She'll have a chance for a birdie here at the 12th to get to 19 under. So now Andrea Lee, she has this putt for birdie.
Yeah, I thought it might go to her left early, but I think after watching Davies putt, I don't think it goes as much.
And she is the first to 19 under. Looking for her 2nd career win. Both of them would be here in Portland.
Yeah. When you're just so confident in a golf course.
They took out my phone like, oh, this is pretty.
It's beautiful. All the players, too, just absolutely rave about Columbia Edgewater. The conditions are amazing. They love playing here in Portland, but they just everyone said how beautiful it is.
Let's take a look at some insights by KPMG as we see Andrea Lee. You mentioned players who love playing here. Nobody likes it more than Andrea Lee. The last 3 years coming into today, look at what she has done. We mentioned this. 50 under par, over 83% of greens in regulation, almost 34% birdies or better.
I mean, the horses for courses, you gotta believe that's something in it for Andrea Lee. She's 55 under par on this golf course. Absolutely loves it.
.154's total, has to carry at 150.
Okay.
All right, she's safely on.
Well, Andrea even says that she feels like this is her home course. That's how much she loves it and has such a good feeling when she gets here.
Andrea Lee for birdie to get to 20 under.
Yeah, slow putt up the hill, gonna go left.
Andrea Lee, we talked about how much she loves playing this golf course. This is the 52nd edition of this tournament. 53rd year. They did not play it in 2001 because of 9/11, but the players all love coming here. The LPGA loves coming here. There is a question mark. Will it be back next year? The LPGA wants it to be back next year.
I mean, the players, I was talking to Natalie Golbis in the locker room, and she was devastated that there's a chance they...
Andrea Lee on the tee here at 14.
Yeah, 255 leaves her about 90 yards. It really narrows in between the sequoias here. Really tight fairway.
Yep.
Once again, really good.
She's playing some great golf today.
I mean, just not putting herself into any sort of trouble. It seems very stress-free type golf.
Second for Andrea Lee.
Yeah, 88 yards. She's been really good from this yard. It's just a low one coming in. It's going to bounce. It should spin, but it's going to get right.
You could tell she was not happy with her contact. Is the door open now for Davey Weber?
Yeah, it's been shut most of this.
Halloween and a caddy But
Yeah, he has Bond on the back. I've seen him. I don't know if that means bond. He's trying to bond himself out of. But anyway, Andrea Lee's got a little slider coming down the slope. At least that's what it looks like to me. I rolled a few this morning, and that's what it did. But I'd rather her be putting it than me rolling it.
Yeah, she knew right away that she didn't hit it high enough and was just trying to help slow down a little bit, knowing that she didn't have the right line on the ball. It did go right, like Jim said it would.
So Andrea Lee is in with her par. She's at 19 under. Jim, Davy Weber has certainly not played her best golf. She's even par on the. Andrea Lee, less than driver.
It looks like the hybrid she hit over at 11. And that looks just fine. Another solid shot.
It is in the fairway for the leader, who leads by Lee, second at 15.
Yeah, 167 total. Probably 150, 55 is the number she's trying to carry it. Drawing just left to the hole.
Playing it really safe, taking it left of the flag of a long putt, but still a putt for birdie coming up. Like you said, just throwing darts.
Andrea Lee has a putt here for birdie to get to 20 under again.
Yeah, she played the proper shot. I mean, you know, she had what 167 in there, and she just has to get it on the green 20, 25 feet. Sometimes you just can't, just because the flag's in the green, it doesn't mean you have to aim at it. And that was one of those situations, but I don't see a lot in this one.
Andrea's distance control is so good. She's 18th on tour in putts per green in regulation. Really good feel with their lag putting.
Yeah, her speed's been excellent, Amanda, all day long. Really all week, because we watched her the first day. And just like that, that happens.
Yeah, still shouldn't be a problem with her just cleaning.
The leader, Andrea Lee, in there, stays at 5 under on the day, 19 under for the tournament.
That slight bend.
Now Andrea Lee.
I would assume this is an 8-iron because she hit at 8, she had 140 and hit the 9. She takes some practice swing. It takes a lot of sort of a divot out of that. Now her short irons, her wedge shot, she takes 2 practice swings. The longer shot's just 1. That is just more right than she wants it, but got to get up.
Almost was looking for that little bit of a draw to give her some extra yards as well, and it just stayed straight. Even kind of turned a little bit too, drifted off to the
Andrea Lee, long birdie putt at 16.
About 40 feet going up the slope. The first 8 or 10 feet goes up that slope, then it kind of levels out. Not that fast a putt. Did she?
Wow, nice roll.
just absolutely beautiful pace. That just takes off so much pressure on your those short putts when it just feels like she's constantly just having tap-ins, not having to grind over those knee knocker 5-foot putts.
Stays at 19 under as she makes her way to
Where players are going to want to aim, and it's right down that center cut line. I always like picking something out in the distance and being very specific with my target as well.
Andrea Lee's been really precise off the tee since the first hole. And just as I say that, that goes left. That was not solid. And sitting down.
Golf for Alexa, great momentum for tomorrow.
Now Andrea Lee, first time we've seen her really in the rough in a long time off the tee.
Yes, it's the first hole. 159, not a great line now. Visually, if you're looking from behind, the trees look like they're in her way, but she's going to keep this out right of the hole about 30-35 feet. If she gets it going up the hill past the hole, there is a slope that could feed back, but the green really slopes hard right to left. Sounds like some good contact. This gets up and then there's that slope. See if it comes off that slope or not.
She had the snapping fingers wanting for it to get down.
Yeah, just push, come up there a little hot.
Yeah, out of that rough, it's just almost impossible to get any type of spin on the ball, so you have to really put that in consideration with your yardage and take a.
Well, she hit a really good chip shot at 14, but that was an excellent play. Andrea Lee coming down the slope, it should swing from her right to left. She played the shot she had to play it. You know, she made the mistake off the tee, but she had an excellent second shot in here. See if she can still win.
Yeah, what a statement that would be. Knock a long putt on top of debut. Amazing chip in. It's got to go.
Nice roll.
And that looks like where she aimed it. She thought it was going to break a little bit more.
Well, Andrea Lee has a one-shot lead going to 18. One of the players one shot back. A left
spot for tomorrow.
The leader, Andrea Lee, on the tee at the final hole.
Yeah, see if she can focus in on a specific target. Another good swing. That's going up the left side.
Sometimes it's a little easy when you see your playing competitor hit it.
Covers the top of that slope, but anything past the hole high and past goes away and over. Coming in low and a little bit left. Safe play.
Pretty confident that going into those shots, many people would have said Andrea Lee will be closer to the hole.
If you're a betting man, that would have people be putting money on that for sure. Golf is a funny game, and also these players are just so talented that
she has taken the lead. She has a one-shot lead here on the green at 18. Played a conservative shot to here.
Yeah, but that was a smart play. She's about 30 feet just left of it. The first 10 feet gets up to the top of the ridge, and then it kind of slides a little to the right. It's not a difficult putt. It's where she needed to hit it. Just so tough to get it close. She might have been maybe in between clubs there, but that was a smart play.
she's played smart all day. She only missed one green regulation, and that was on the first hole. So just playing, attacking the pins that she could attack, hitting to the smart parts of the greens when she knew it might be a little bit risky to go for it. And we saw a lot of tap-ins from her today.
Second 67 of the week for Andrea.
Greens drain towards the water. And with that, where the clubhouse is, the hill, it looked like she hit it where she wanted. Maybe bounce a little bit through the fringe.
One shot back, looking for her first career LPGA victory. But the leader is Andrea Lee, who's won this tournament once before. Her only win on the LPGA Tour came back.